All right, cool. Nice. Amazing. So people will probably join too as we start. But I'm so thankful and lucky that you're on here with us, Lynnzee.
Thank you for having me.
Totally. So for everyone that's on right now, this is Lynnzee Brown. She's Big 12 Gymnast of the Year 2021. We're so lucky to have her today, and she's extremely talented. But I'm going to let her give a little background on herself, talk about all the amazing things, and then if you guys have questions and anything that you want to know about Lynnzee, gymnastics, feel free to put it in the chat box, and then we will try and get like every question we can. It goes really fast, so we'll keep an eye out for it, okay? So go ahead, Lynnzee. Why don't you just give like a little background on yourself?
Yeah, my name is Lynnzee. I'm originally from Missouri, and I did my club training at the same gym my whole life. Um, yeah, I guess there's not a lot pre-college that's exciting other than that.
All it.
I'm the youngest of four siblings. I have three older brothers. Um, yeah, they're
Ah,
they're they
older
kept me,
brother. I'm like sweating.
yeah, good to me. They made sure no one bullied me and stuff. And then once I came to college, in like 2017, since then I've just been doing some more gymnastics, just seeing how things go. I've had a few successes, which is really cool, but I think the biggest part for me is having people that are here to support me, and I think that's why I've been so successful and have gotten to go to national championships. And recently I was on tour with Simone Biles, which is crazy.
It's
um,
amazing. That's super cool. I love that.
I don't know if that was like an in-depth enough intro. Um,
No, that was perfect. I have like a million questions, and so we only have like 15 or 20 minutes. So I'll ask my questions, and then again, if you guys, oh, we do have a question. So, do you see that one, Lynnzee? What is your favorite event? That was my first question anyway, so have at it.
Ooh, that's really hard. Um, in the past, I would say that my favorite event was floor because I just really love to dance.
Yeah.
And floor, one of the best events is floor for me. But recently, I've really been loving beam because I just work so hard to get good at it that it's like I can't not love it anymore. Like, I don't know, it took so much time to like be composed on the beam and be comfortable. So now it's my favorite because of all the effort that I put into it.
Do you love training beam too?
I do. I
Yeah.
think beam training, I think, is the most fun event. I'm not really sure why. I
Yeah.
just like the repetition, and there's a lot more focus that I personally put into beam that's like internally rather than boisterous and out there like floor
Yeah.
is.
Sure.
Yeah, and I feel like you can just get a lot of numbers in and you can really practice that consistency because it's not as hard on your body as a floor or vault.
Yeah. No, I love that. And then, so I guess what's your favorite skill? What's your favorite skill on floor and on beam?
I think my favorite skill on beam are front aerials. I think that was like one of the first acro skills that I learned. So I think just because of that, it's my favorite. And on floor, I love doing 1.5 layouts because it's like floaty and bouncy. And
Yeah.
I just like the row. I think not only
Mhm.
looks, feels super cool.
Yeah. Love it. Amazing. I feel like we have more questions. We're like skipping. Let's see. What has been the hardest skill to master? Ooh, yeah, I want to know.
I think for me, the Shaposh half on bars
Hmm.
was super hard to learn. It took me years and years. It was one of those skills I was like, I'll never be able to learn it. And I'd watch my teammates do it, and it just didn't make any sense to me. And one
Yeah.
day it clicked, and I got it, and now I compete at every single competition.
Isn't that funny how it works too? It's like you
Yeah,
can work once at a skill and then you're like, I can't get it. I can't get it. And then one day you wake up, you go to practice and you're like, woo, got it. A plus.
it was literally like, I think it was like 4 years that I worked the skill. And like one day I just walked in and it just made sense. I don't know.
What was so hard about it?
I think it was the timing, like knowing when to turn.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just didn't make sense. And then I did like some drill, had my teammates explain it hundreds and thousands of times. But
Well, you
for
got
some,
it.
day. I think I got it on video, like my second day working them and like actually catching them. Yeah, super.
Really? That's amazing. I love it. All right, we have more questions. Okay, so what has been your most memorable moment
Hmm.
in gymnastics, obviously? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think my most memorable moment was 2019 Nationals. As a team, we have made program history and made it to the Final Four, and everyone was just super stoked to be there. And it was a collective, and it was just
Mhm.
like more feeling,
Yeah.
being on the floor and knowing that all of our goals aligned, and we all were there to support each other, and it led us to this moment. But in addition to that, just having my family be at that meet and watching me win my
Amazing.
first play title. So there's a lot wrapped up in that moment.
That's amazing. That's awesome. All right. I love all the questions. Okay, so who was your favorite gymnast growing up?
Ooh, I think growing up, I loved Dawes because she looked like me, and she was obviously really good at gymnastics.
Yeah.
And one time in like level 6, she came to my area, my city, and I didn't tell my coaches that I was going to miss practice. And so I just went to meet Dominique Dawes like downtown, and I
You
walk in
had
the door. I know, so cool. And I like see her, and like I turn to the right, and I see my coach, and I was like, I'm hot. I don't know what to do. I didn't tell them I was missing practice, and my coaches were super
that,
great about
that is so funny.
it. Yeah,
I
I got
love it.
to
You had to do though, right?
Yes, I was honored, and she was so sweet.
That's amazing. All right. What's this next question? What's the best difference between college gymnastics and club gymnastics? That's a really good question.
The best. It's very the cheer, like people are into it. It's like you just went to an NFL football game in the arenas, and it's not dead silent like club meets are. So
Yeah.
I think like super exciting, and it's
Get
like
heart race up, right? You're like
yeah,
ready to go.
like it's a whole what do you call it? Like a whole show, a whole process, and
Totally.
on the floor, like seeing people on their feet, like cheering and screaming, and it's
Mm.
just so different from the environment of club that's very still and quiet. And I think there's just so much more to enjoy when you're on the floor in college than in club.
I would definitely agree with that too. That was my favorite part as well. Totally. Let's see. Oh, this is a good question. Is it scary if you mess up at a college meet?
It's always scary to mess up, and to be completely honest, I'm having some of that even now when I'm competing, and that's where you rely on your teammates, your coaches, your mental skills, anyone that can help you. It's always hard to have internal self-talk.
Mhm.
I think that always makes it worse. So getting outside of yourself and asking for help or knowing what works for you has been helping me. But yes, it is always very nerve-wracking.
For
And
sure.
yeah, that's also something that's different from college. Like we compete every single weekend. So if you make a mistake on one weekend, you still have 14 different tries in a row to like, that's just, I love that. You
Yeah,
don't have to wait to correct your mistakes. So that's super cool.
I love that answer. All right, let me see. I'm trying to look to see if we missed anything. Do you see any other questions before I ask some of mine? I'm like, oh
I'm,
my God,
I'm
I didn't
so,
even get any. Let's see. But I love all the questions. Oh, that's a really good question. What do you want to do after you graduate?
after I graduate, the options are endless, in
Yeah,
my opinion.
yeah.
Right before knowing some like of the dancers, one of the dancers was on her third career, and she was like in her mid 20s. So I think seeing so many people going after so many different things just really solidified that I have to pick something right now. But
Yeah.
I would love to continue performing or being in any kind of entertainment. So
Yeah.
the tour was cool and like showing me how fulfilling that was.
I bet that was such an awesome experience. So do
Yeah.
you then have any other hobbies like outside of gymnastics in the entertainment world?
Um, last season, I kind of took on, since like COVID and everything, our
Mm.
photographer and videographer couldn't travel with us. So I
Yeah.
took that internship with our media department, and I like to film and do things like that. I'm not super great at it, but I learned a lot about just the process of developing content. So I like to do that, watch other people's content.
Yeah. Super cool. Have you ever gotten a 10?
I have. It was so wild. I think it was mostly like the people around me again that made the 10. If I didn't have people screaming and celebrating with me, it wouldn't have been as exciting. But yes, I have gotten a 10 on the floor and a 10 on bars before.
Ooh, that is awesome. I love it. That had to be a really cool experience.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. If you didn't do gymnastics, what would you do?
Dance, 1,000%, hands down, dance. Like
Dance?
arguments with
Dance?
people. Yeah, people tell me that
Yeah.
dance is. I would strongly disagree. I would love to be a dancer for sport or just for fun.
Yeah. I love that. My brother, he's a dancer. So I
So
grew up seeing him compete and all that cool stuff. And it's like an amazing thing. I love it. Totally love it.
yeah.
Let's see. You look through here and tell me if there's any questions we missed. And then I'm going to look through my questions. I have like so many, but I'll only pick a few, I promise. Um, let's see. Okay, I have a good one. I feel like this relates to a lot of young gymnasts too. Any fears or mental blocks that you have come along like throughout your career?
Yes. I had I had the twisty. Like I know that's very common. So
Yeah.
I'm sharing this experience. It was very frustrating, and I think the scariest part was when my coaches forced me to figure it out. It was a little bit more comfortable to just know I had it and avoid certain skills, but when they made me actively do things to try to help myself, that was the scariest part. But here I am today. It all turned out okay, even though it was a
All
little
good.
stressful 2 years.
Scary for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, oh, another question. So what is the best way that you balance school, gymnastics, like your social life? Like, how do you balance that every week, day to day, all that good stuff?
I balance it, um, just talking to my family a lot,
Hmm.
getting with them has been super helpful.
Yeah.
Um, trying to rely on my teammates to talk about things other than gymnastics, because it is our whole lives. And I personally love to watch gymnastics, keep up with gymnastics. I just love everything gymnastics.
All totally.
Making sure that I take that time, like knowing that I can't have it be my whole world. So taking
Yeah.
time to have lunch and talk about a test that I took or just things that are happening in other people's lives.
Oh, good. That's a great answer. Um, oh, one more, and then we can go back to the questions that are being put up there. What do you do leading up to meet day? Like, do you
Leading
have anything that you always do, that you always eat, or like anything specific?
Um, I'm pretty I'm pretty easygoing in terms of things. I don't really have any set rituals or anything, but of two of the tens that I got, I had ice cream the night before. So
Oh my
treat
gosh,
yourself.
ice cream every night.
Yes, I should. That's the takeaway.
What flavor? What's your favorite flavor?
My favorite, there's a local place here in Colorado, and they have a salted caramel Oreo. It's
Oh
amazing. It's
my
delicious.
gosh, you'll have to send me some
I
somehow.
will gladly.
Let's see. Okay, let's go up and scroll through these. I don't want to miss any ones. So, how do you prepare for an upcoming meet? Oh, well, I guess we kind of just answered that, right? Sort of.
Kind of.
Yeah. Do you want to add anything to that?
I think mostly training. Depends on what kind of gymnast you are. I'm a large numbers person,
Yeah.
so I talk with my coaches about I can't do this many numbers, so I have to do quality of lesser numbers to make sure that they really count.
Hmm. Very interesting. Okay, cool. I like that answer. Let's see. Have you ever broken a bone?
I don't know if this counts. Does a fracture count?
Yeah, we'll count that. Totally.
Oh, that was in club. I hyperextended both of my knees at the same time, and I
Oh,
fractured both of my tibias, or my
oh
shins.
gosh.
It was very painful. And then I tore my Achilles almost 2 years ago. It's not
Mhm.
a broken bone, but that was my only major injury that had me out and needed surgery for and things.
My gosh, none of that sounds very fun. But you're
No,
okay, covered. You're amazing. So All
Thank you.
good, right?
Yeah.
All right, I am going to ask you one more question, and then if anyone else has any other questions, just ask right now in the next like 2 minutes or so. Do you have any advice to give young gymnasts out there? Like, what is like your best advice that you can give?
My best advice that I could give.
I know that's super general, but
Yeah.
anything that you like live by day to day.
Yeah. I would say really make sure that you are making the connections. Um, One day gymnastics will end, but your friendships won't. So if you can try your best to really get to know people and understand, like the gymnastics setting allows for you to experience a lot of emotions around people and learning how to express your emotions and also to rely on other people to support you because they are your friends.
Totally.
Just the
That's
whole just speak up for your friends, for yourself when it's right, and just, I don't know, help each other out.
that's an amazing answer because I feel like as a gymnast, if you're practicing so much every day, sometimes it could be you could get totally caught up in just like your own head, yourself, like, and it's hard, you know, it's hard to put yourself out there in like the social world sometimes. So that's an amazing answer and great advice. Um, let's answer one more question. What's your personal goal this season? It's a good question.
My personal goal this season. I think sometimes in gymnastics, we feel like we've accomplished all of our goals. So this earlier this year, I was kind of struggling to find something that really motivated me to reach after. And I think just being as present as I can for my team, kind of going back to what I said, the past, I've been really focused on the gymnastics piece and in competition. Since this is my very last year, I want to enjoy it and be there for teammates and yes, do amazing things when I'm doing gymnastics and get amazing scores and make it to nationals. But I want to make sure I have memories with these people because I won't get to be on a team again. So
And, and they're your family now. They've been your family. So it's hard. Like it's hard one day when you wake up and you don't have that anymore, you know? But
yeah,
that's okay. One more question. What's your least favorite event? Also because I want to know.
least favorite. I'm not sure if I have one. I think last year I worked on a lot of bars.
Yeah.
Similar to beam. I tore my Achilles, so I could only do bars. So I had to learn to love it. I got really good at it.
Oh,
But,
it's at the worst sometimes.
but I think
Yeah.
that was definitely the hardest event for me is bars. Yeah, so I think
I
I'd
mean,
have to,
always has to be one, right?
yeah.
Totally. Well, this was amazing. We'll definitely have to do it again. I feel like lots of questions out there. It's amazing. Is there anything else that you want to add, Lynnzee?
Um, so there's a code if anyone wants to use it, and it's only available for 24 hours.
Yep.
Live stream, and it's Lynnzee25 for 25% off of the OZONE website.
Amazing. Yeah, we'll add that to our Instagram too. And then anything else you want to add before this is over?
You guys are amazing. Thank you for watching. If anyone wants to reach out and personally, I'm gladly will talk to you. It might take me a minute to respond, but I'm here for anyone if you need
You're
it.
you're
Yeah.
incredible. You did great. This is amazing. I loved everyone that joined, asked the questions, and hopefully we'll do this again for sure because I feel like this. So, well, thank you so much, Lynnzee, and thank you everyone to who joined and asked questions. And we'll chat soon then.
Yeah. Thank you, Nicole.
Of course. Now I have to know how to like end this. I'll see you later.
Good night.
Bye.